Okay, so Wolves have just beaten Aston Villa 3-2 at Villa Park in probably one of the most mental games, probably since that championship season, really. Again, we fully deserved to win. Villa weren't great. I don't think we were either, by the way. XG had it in our favour. And yes, Ruben Neves' free kick was lucky or whatever, but I felt like we earned that luck. When Villa scored their second goal, I was writing my notes on my phone and what I was going to talk about. And I was going to talk about how Bruno Lage wasn't brave enough and the international break had affected us and a lot of our key players were off it today. And I think a lot of those things are still, justified. And I think you have to earn your own luck sometimes. It hasn't gone our way this season. And maybe against a better side, we wouldn't have been able to do it. I don't think Villa are particularly great. But there was a lot of things against us today. Villa had all their best players back after the international break. We couldn't start Raul Jimenez. And it felt deserved. It was a nice feeling, I don't think we were particularly bad today, considering the lineup. I think when this lineup came out, everyone was really surprised. In hindsight, probably shouldn't have been a surprise that Raul Jimenez wasn't playing, but it was very frustrating to watch. It kind of reminded me of when we played Burnley away last season, and like Owen Otasawi was kind of where Dendonka was, kind of playing as like a striker. It felt like that for quite a lot of the game, especially in like the first bit of the second half. And if you ignore like the great comeback, there were things we learnt from this game. Hwang isn't a striker. I think I kind of knew that anyway, but I think we all know now Fabio Silva should be the backup striker. Hwang's very clearly a winger, and that's fine. That's not me having a go at Hwang, but he was at fault for the second goal. He's not a hold-up guy. He's someone that will spin off a big guy, and I don't think Traore's not good enough to hold up the ball. Do you know what I mean? So I think that experiment failed. Obviously, it was kind of forced by Raul Jimenez not being there, but I think Bruno will know now if Jimenez isn't there just to trust Fabio Silva, because I thought he came on and did pretty well, to be fair to him. But the first half wasn't great. I thought the defence was okay. I thought Semedo had a really good game, as did Jose Sa. Marcel was okay, but I still think if you're going to play this formation, which I don't want us to ever do again, like I want us to have two wingers, but it's still amazing to me that Bruno Lage keeps playing Marcel. In the first, I'm not saying he was terrible, but I think if you're playing this formation, you have no real wingers, and your two wingers are playing centrally. You need fullbacks that can get up, and I thought Semedo had a really good game, and I think you kind of need Ait Nuri. You need that pace and that dribbling. But when half time ended, I wasn't that disappointed. I wasn't that surprised. It's kind of one of those things where maybe it was just the international break, maybe it was just kind of needs to get into a rhythm, But the second half, I thought we actually played really well. Even when Villa went 2-0 up, it kind of felt like a bit of a kick in the teeth. And the one issue I had with Bruno Lage in that game was it felt like he kind of needs to bring on Daniel Podence and Fabio Silva after kind of 60 minutes. Like when that goal went in and he brought on the sub straight away, I was kind of just like, you should have done that 15 minutes earlier, because I didn't think we were going to score a goal, to be honest. It kind of felt like one of them games. But fair play, the subs worked, but in the future, probably need to make them a bit earlier. I know we were playing well anyway, but I think you still have to make kind of progressive changes, But the side showed heart. They trusted what was going on. I think we did learn a lot from this game. Never play this formation again with Hwang and Traore up front. I never want to see that again. We know Traore can't do this anyway. And by the way, I'm not having a go at Traore. Like, Hwang was awful today. He was terrible. He had an off day. And he's justified in that, by the way. He's allowed to. But whenever Traore was on that left wing or on the right, or whenever he drifted out, he was a problem. The only reason we got that free kick was because Adama Traore ran half the length of the pitch in, the 93rd minute? Like, I get why people don't like Adama Traore. And if you're just looking at this game and you didn't watch it, you'd look at Adama Traore and go, he didn't get a goal and he didn't get an assist. But things like that aren't things that can be justified by stats. And that hurts me to say. But there's some things that stats can't, quantify. And a guy running from basically left back, so that's basically where he was playing at the end of the game, all the way to here to run a free kick, it's not really a quantifiable thing. And for me, he needs to play now. Obviously, Hwang will still come back in for our next game, and Raul Jimenez will come back. But I think it's hard though, because Daniel Potence played really well today when he came on. But I'm not sure Daniel Potence is fit enough yet to play like a regular run of games. But a great game. When Connor Cody's scoring, when Connor Cody, Roman Sace, and Neves free kick are going in, it felt like one of the championship games, like Middlesbrough away or Cardiff away, when kind of everything just went our way. and that momentum was there. And it was it was a really nice feeling because it feels like we haven't had that this season. The amount of games where we just haven't got the result we deserved, this felt like a bit of karma. And I don't care about the fact it's Aston Villa, it's irrelevant. Aston Villa's not a derby. I'm not going to be going on Twitter and laughing at Aston Villa fans. Like it's not a derby, but it was justified. XG had the game in our favour and we won it, and that's surely a good sign. And if you look at the Premier League table now, obviously there's still some results going on, but we're moving up now. We're on 12 points. That's a really healthy return after 8 games. I think that's a really fair result, especially considering we've had hard fixtures. Bar the Watford game and I guess Newcastle, we haven't had particularly easy fixtures, and I think we've got a good amount of points. And we're starting to get a settled 11. Results are starting to come with performances, and I think everything's kind of on the rise now. I still think we need another central midfielder. The fact that all our central midfielders are starting in this game, if any of them got injured, we would have had to bring on Luke Cundle, and that's a problem. And obviously with the AFCON, we all know what's going to happen with our centre-back situation, but it just feels like everything's kind of going in the right way right now. It feels like all of changing the manager is justified. It feels like we're going in the right direction, and obviously it's helped by the fact we kind of made it come back and it was more dramatic, and it makes it kind of feel nicer. But ultimately, we did deserve to win this game. Even if you take away the fact we went 2-0 down and then won the game 3-2, we fully deserve to win this game. And you can't take that away from Bruno Lage or any of the players, because everyone stepped up in the second half. I don't think anyone really had a bad game. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the game. It was a brilliant game, and we got the win we deserved. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, peace.